carry bags, your polythene bags. They should not go in your recycling stream because they get caught in the machinery at the recycling plants.
Like a plastic baggie or like a shopping bag?
Shopping bag.
Okay.
So those stretchy bags. Yeah.
Okay.
So this should not go in your curbside recycling. However, most big grocery chains have a take back program where you can just collect it at your home and then deposit it at the grocery store.
Great.
Your PET bottles, your any plastic bottle should always have its cap on, and shouldn't be, the cap shouldn't be placed separately in the recycling bin, because all these little items literally fall through the cracks through these machines that they have at recycling plants. I'm trying to think of anything with food waste shouldn't be in your recycling bin. Even pizza boxes, a bit of pizza grease is fine, but bits of food shouldn't be on it. Any container in general should be just rinsed out before you're putting it in the recycling bin. Usually plastic is recycled through shredding of the plastic. So it should be cleaner than other materials, but metal, for example, cans, tin, they are recycled through melting of it. So most of the impurities get melted. They don't carry forward in the manufacturing process, which is not the same for cardboard or plastic. So those are just few things that you can keep in mind, but definitely check out your county's website for some specific information on what is recyclable and what is not recyclable. And one of the basics is to...
I'll add a link to the Livingston County recycling after this is over.
Perfect.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's also really important to know what kind of recycling your county is doing in terms of single and dual stream recycling. So a lot of counties, a lot of progressive parts of the country have also provide their citizens with dual stream recycling, which separates your recyclables further into paper, cardboard in one bin, and then containers in another bin. Whereas single stream recycling makes it a little easier for the people to recycle because everything's going in one bin. But dual stream recycling then makes it easier for whoever is handling your waste. Food waste obviously can be managed in so many ways at your own level. You can easily compost at home, but there's a lot of places provide pickup services for your organic waste. So you can just, as long as you're separating it in a different bin, it's very easy to compost it or give it to someone who will compost it for you. So I can...
Such good information. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I'll share some other resources that are more specific to the US that you can share with your audience.
Great.
But yeah, those are some basics that I think everyone should keep in mind in terms of recycling. Wishful recycling contaminates your stream and makes a perfectly nice bale of recyclables not recyclable. Another huge thing that I'd want to add, I'll just spend 2 or 3 minutes on it, is so the US used to send most of its waste and recyclables to China till last year, and since we were not, as citizens, as people who are using these services of recycling, we're not aware of not contaminating our recyclables. We're sending a lot of trashy recyclable to China, and then they had to go through a lot of efforts into further recycling it, further sorting it, further separating it, which was causing a lot of health issues, environmental issues, and they weren't getting a lot of return on this investment. As part of taking all your trash into their country. One of the bigger reasons why that was happening is because US imports a lot of Chinese products, and all these ships and freight carriers were going back empty. So one of the bigger reasons why US started sending its trash and recyclables to China was to make use of that empty ship going back to China, which makes sense in a certain way, environmentally speaking.
Mhm.
But if we are sending our trash and recyclables to another country, then we should obviously make sure that it's not all trash.
Yes.
So because China was not able to control the nature, the quality of the materials they were getting from the US, they put an embargo on um, on receiving any trash, on taking any waste from the US. So now our recyclables and waste don't go to China, which caused a huge dip in the recycling industry in the US last year. Uh, because of which every cloud has a silver lining. So that made the US uh, make its recycling markets more robust domestically. So it took a bit, and the country definitely had that pushback, but the I think country started developing and strengthening its domestic markets fairly quickly, so that not all recyclables that were going to China would go to landfills because of lack of infrastructure. So that's great that that's happening, and people are getting more mindful about. Uh, I mean, municipalities, counties in general have started taking more responsibility in educating their citizens, in providing the right services uh, to keep recycling happening and maintaining its quality, and um, and creating these markets domestically. So again, that this builds more jobs. This keeps your recycling clean. So yeah,
That's really interesting. Gosh, I feel like I heard
I have
about
more.
that ago, but sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's it's really cool because one of the largest cardboard manufacturing plants is in China,
Mhm.
and they are Amazon's largest cardboard distributor.
Mhm.
So Amazon was very much dependent, is still very much dependent on this one manufacturing plant of cardboard that's in China. So, but this manufacturing plant was making its cardboards from the cardboard and paper they were receiving from the US as recyclables. So because that stopped, a lot of these Chinese manufacturers making cardboard had to open plants in the US. So
Wow.
now they're taking this paper and cardboard from the US, because US again was the largest exporter of paper, of fiber in general, these manufacturing plants in China. Um, they had to, yeah, now they're taking these, they're still getting these products, but through through their plants in the US, and then it goes to China.
Well, that's its own issue probably because of its carbon footprint, but
Yeah,
that's
footprint.
really, really interesting.
Yeah, but that's how much global markets are dependent on you recycling.
Yeah.
So you think that you're just one person recycling, but every cardboard, every paper, every plastic container that you're recycling is feeding into this bigger market of uh, manufacturing, of getting things delivered to your doorstep. So everything is really connected.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to add before we wrap up here?
Yeah, so during the lockdown, you
Oh,
can
yes.
do
I'm
a lot
sorry.
with
Yes.
your waste.
All right. So,
So that's one of my hobbies.
lockdown specific tips for people at home. All right. Let's do it. Yes.
So definitely start with sorting your waste, separating your waste at home as much as you can. Keep recycling, don't trash. But if you want to keep yourself engaged and entertain yourself with some waste materials that you have at home, if you're getting sick of homeschooling your child, you can use these activities to engage them and yourself. Uh, so I love to upcycle. I When I moved into this room in Dharamshala, I didn't have any furniture minus this camp chair and my bed. So I made most of my furniture. Um, and organizers and things like that. So that's one of my hobbies. I like to upcycle whenever I'm. It also cheers me up a lot. So if I'm feeling low, I upcycle.
Here, can I stop you for just 1 second, Shamita? So for people who don't know what upcycling is, we've talked about it a lot in Makerspace, but it's basically when you create something out of materials that would otherwise be recycled or thrown in the garbage. So if you guys remember from the other day, we made these coin purses out of milk cartons, and yesterday we made these book flowers out of old books that would have been thrown out. All right, go ahead, take it away, Shamita.
That is so cute. Oh, my products are not that great.
Oh, no,
my products are not marketable. So I got a few tires that I turned into seats and things like that. But I just want to focus on some small things that you can do. So so you can make a planter, obviously. So very quick. So this is like a yogurt tub.
Wow.
And an easy thing to do. I had a few Tetra Packs that I made into planters. So didn't do much. I just cut the top, made it two decker, and added a string to it.
That's gorgeous.
I had some empty plastic bottles and some scrap fabric. So I made another planter thingy.
Oh, I love that.
So I just used Mod Podge to put the fabric scraps on them. Oh. And then I had a useless piece of earphones, like broken earphones. So I made the string out of the earphones.
They're headphones. Oh my gosh. Mind blown right now.
Another huge thing that's a no-no for your recycling bin is broken glass. So broken glass is glass in general is a heavy material to recycle. So a lot of places, a lot of counties in the US have a separate collection service or will have a separate bin for glass. But broken glass causes a lot of issues with handling the waste. Is a hazard for your waste picker. So I had this broken glass. So the edges broke. So I didn't want to throw it out in trash.
Okay.
And I had these empty tea packets. So I just pasted that and made a blender.
That's gorgeous. So now it won't like cut you because you put the...
Yeah, the plastic is covering the sharp edges.
Gorgeous. Gosh darn it, that's amazing. Oh my gosh.
Wind chime thingy. So I cut a can into rings and yeah.
Wow.
So something similar to your paper flower thingies. So I have similar to the tea packet that I put on the glass planter. I have a lot of those, so I wanted to make something out of those. So it's just
that's so cute.
I made like a fan out of it, and you know how you make a fan and then fold it in half. Mm-hmm. So I just did that. I'm still figuring out what to do with them. I made a bunch of them.
Well,
I'll probably make a wind chime or something hanging. Yeah.
Or
decorative hanging something.
You could make like a full dress out of them.